Hi, I'm Tim Allen, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about my new series coming this fall.
No running in the house.
First, I've got to make some adjustments on that TV.
No, leave it alone.
By 1991, the novelty of the new decade had mostly worn off. People had settled into the 1990s and were looking to see what was on TV. And what a year it would be. Jerry Springer and Montel Williams debuted their talk shows on the same day. Michael Jackson premiered his latest music video live on 4 networks. And Red Fox would finally face the big one while filming an episode of his sitcom, The Royal Family. And don't even get us started on Hammerman. We're going to take you through all of the television shows, news, and events of 1991, because this is Timeline.
Let's get dangerous.
Get ready to catch Laura Palmer's killer with the help of Darkwing Duck, because this one is all about 1991. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History channel and let us know in the comments below about your favorite TV memories from 1991. Now, are you ready to find out what everyone was watching on TV while the Soviet Union was collapsing?
I wasn't just hacking around. I didn't know you could play the guitar like that.
ABC's TGIF was a block of interconnected sitcoms that included shows like Full House, Family Matters, and Perfect Strangers. While Family Matters was a spin-off of Perfect Strangers, the TGIF universe really began on January 25th when Family Matters' Steve Urkel showed up on Full House to help Stephanie cope with her new glasses.
And always remember, hold your head up high. Otherwise, those suckers will slide right off your nose.
After that, Urkel popped up in at least 4 other ABC sitcoms, and the TGIF universe was off and running. On February 7th, the hit series LA Law aired its famous Lesbian Kiss episode, He's a Crowd. The same-sex smooch, which was the first of its kind on network television, was considered controversial at the time, and a handful of advertisers pulled their commercials.
It was a big deal. A big deal. It was hard for one of the actresses. It was hard all the way around.
But that was nothing new for the show, which was famous for breaking taboos.
I like men.
So do I.
You're,
flexible?
2 days later, SNL went live from New York with a brand new cast member, Adam Sandler. Sandler had joined the series as a writer in 1990 and made his first on-camera appearance on December 8th of that year.
Nothing, I'm trying to sell tile, master.
But the February 9th, 1991 episode was his first as an official member of the cast. On March 4th, Los Angeles station KTLA first broadcast a brief, grainy home video of a group of LAPD officers viciously beating an African-American man named Rodney King.
Dramatic videotape obtained by Channel 5 News shows what appears to be a group of LAPD officers beating a suspect.
This disturbing video sparked outrage across the country, and the subsequent acquittal of the officers involved would lead directly to the LA riots in 1992.
What are you doing today?
Watching all the stupid fools burn up everything.
LA Law made headlines again on March 21st, when the show gave the villainous Rosalind Shays the shaft. Literally.
Objection!
Shays, played by Diana Muldaur, was the show's primary antagonist and was so despised by viewers that producers finally decided to off the character by having her fall down an elevator shaft mid-conversation. Rosalind's shocking and undeniably silly demise became one of the series' most infamous moments.
Verschwunden war sie. Splat.
A few days later, Clarissa Explains It All debuted on Nickelodeon. The series starred Melissa Joan Hart as Clarissa Darling, a teenager with a habit of breaking the fourth wall to explain her thoughts to the audience, a la Ferris Bueller.
Just one question. Do I know Mom well enough to know how to make her think that she knows me?
Was equally popular with girls and boys, upending some beliefs that boys wouldn't watch shows with a female lead.
Clarissa Explains It All, every Sunday at 6:30, 5:30 Central.
On Nickelodeon.
In 1989, Time Life launched the Comedy Channel, the first cable channel devoted exclusively to comedy programming.
The Comedy Channel. You laugh until you stop.
Comedy is our middle name.
The channel, your last name, then, right? Yeah.
A year later, Viacom launched Ha, a competitor that showed mostly sitcoms and sketch comedy shows. But it turns out the world didn't really need both. So on April 1st, 1991, the two merged into a single channel called CTV, the Comedy Network, which they would rebrand just 2 months later as Comedy Central. In 1989, journalist Katie Couric joined the cast of The Today Show as a political correspondent. And when co-anchor Deborah Norville went on maternity leave in February 1991, Couric stepped in as her temporary replacement. Only Norville, who wasn't terribly popular with audiences, never returned to her post after giving birth. And so, on April 5th, Couric became permanent co-anchor.
From NBC News, this is Today with Bryant Gumbel, Catherine Couric.
A position she'd keep until 2006.
How did it sound?
Sounded good, but I still can't decide whether I'm Catherine or Katie.
Action star and alleged martial artist Steven Seagal was invited to host Saturday Night Live on April 20th in what would become one of the show's most infamous episodes.
There's a lot more to Steven Seagal than the martial arts.
Seagal's wooden acting.
Phelan was one of the best movies ever made, and I kick any you could say that didn't make that kind of money.
Refusal to poke fun at himself.
It's a tattoo. Yeah.
And hostility towards the cast resulted in 2 hours of uniquely terrible sketches and Seagal's lifetime ban from the show. The following Friday, ABC broadcast the premiere of the show Dinosaurs. Co-produced by Henson Studios, the show was a sitcom about a family of anthropomorphic dinosaurs. The animatronics used to create the characters made it the most expensive sitcom of its day.
I'm the baby, brand new, just out. Gotta love me, come on!
On May 3rd, Dallas is... Dallas, the final episode. Trust us, it ends with a bang.
May 3rd brought the final episode of the iconic nighttime soap opera Dallas. The series, which was famous for Larry Hagnan's portrayal of J.R. Ewing, had debuted way back in 1978 and titillated audiences with gimmicky mysteries like Who Shot J.R. and an entire season that was revealed to be a dream. It would be survived by its spin-off Knots Landing and followed up with a handful of Dallas TV movies and a short-lived reboot in 2012. 3 weeks later, Johnny Carson, the iconic host of The Tonight Show on NBC, announced that he would be retiring.
It's coming to an end, next year. I've always wanted to be a shepherd.
Carson had been sitting behind the desk since 1962, when he was first introduced on camera by Groucho Marx. His replacement, frequent guest host Jay Leno, would take over on May 22, 1992. On June 2nd, MTV threw its hat into the animation ring with the debut of Liquid Television, a showcase for offbeat animated shorts that would serve as a launching pad for future series like Beavis and Butthead and Aeon Flux. On June 10th, David Lynch's now legendary series Twin Peaks came to a close with its 29th episode. The highly influential show declined in the ratings after network executives demanded a solution to the murder mystery that drove the plot. The second season finale, which was never intended to be a series finale, would prove to be its final episode. The cancellation of Twin Peaks, however, wouldn't be the last time audiences got to visit that particular town. In 1992, Lynch directed the prequel film Twin Peaks: Fire Walk With Me. And in 2017, the show returned to television with a third season called Twin Peaks: The Return, finishing the story to both critical and commercial acclaim. On July 1st, Court TV started broadcasting trials to a surprising amount of success. The channel, which focused on live coverage of prominent criminal cases, legal talk shows, and other crime-themed programs, was surprisingly popular for a while, before rebranding to True TV in 2008.
This Sunday, why face the nation when you can face the animation? Nickelodeon's new cartoons are stimulating and tasty.
And on August 11th, Nickelodeon aired the first block of Nicktoons. The 90-minute block marked the debuts of what would become 3 of the channel's most iconic animated series.
Kids are attempting to build time machines so they can race through the week and go straight to Sunday, where they'll find Doug, Rugrats, and Ren and Stimpy.
The incredible success of those initial 3 would encourage the company to continue the block, which would eventually serve as a launchpad for future hits like SpongeBob SquarePants. Then, on September 17th, ABC aired the series premiere of Home Improvement. Based on the stand-up comedy of Tim Allen, the show followed Tim the Toolman Taylor, Home Improvement TV show host.
We want a job done right, and we want it done quick. What do we need?
Who lives in suburban Detroit with his wife and 3 sons. The Smash series, which made light of Tim's obsession with tools, would go on to run 8 seasons, finishing up with one of the most watched finales of all time. 2 days later, on September 19th, The Simpsons aired the episode Stark Raving Dad, in which Homer befriends a man who believes he's Michael Jackson.
This is what Michael Jackson looks like. You look like a big fat mental patient.
However, a few highly observant viewers noticed the character's voice was suspiciously similar to the real King of Pop.
The training wheels come off your bike. You start to notice boys you like.
You're just putting that in because it's commercial.
As it turns out, it was Jackson, working under the pseudonym John J. Smith, for legal reasons. Back in the day, it wasn't unusual for a sitcom that was running out of steam to add a new character who was usually a cute little kid.
This was the worst day of my life.
And that's what the Alan Thicke sitcom Growing Pains did on September 25th, when the Seaver family took in Luke, an orphaned teen played by Leonardo DiCaprio.
She wants me to invite you over to her dream house for tea.
Well, I never turned down an invitation from a beautiful woman.
Despite being played by the future superstar, Luke wouldn't help ratings much, and the season would prove to be the show's last. If you happen to be watching MTV's Alternative Music Showcase 120 Minutes on September 29th, then you saw rock and roll history being made.
These songs are Nirvana. And you're up very late on a Sunday night.
That was the day the show debuted the now iconic music video for Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit. The video, which depicts the band performing the song at a high school pep rally, turned the group into superstars, and the album Nevermind into one of the best-selling albums of all time.
All these people want to know, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Carmen Sandiego is a tricky one to track down, but on September 30th, you could find Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego debuting on PBS. The children's quiz show, based on the computer game series, was hosted by Greg Lee and featured special appearances by actress Lynn Thigpen playing the Chief, as well as the musical group Rockapella.
Where in the world is
Carmen Sandiego?
On October 13th, Season 3 of In Living Color debuted with a few new faces, including future Oscar winner
Jamie Foxx
and future icon Jennifer Lopez, who became one of the show's Fly Girl dancers. Lopez would stick around for 2 seasons, and Fox would stay on until the series ended in Season 5.
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Finally, Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry departed for the final frontier on October 24th, shortly after the 5th season premiere of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Star Trek remains an iconic science fiction franchise, with several films and spin-offs that are still airing to this day. Fittingly, some of Roddenberry's ashes were sent into space on the shuttle Columbia. So what do you think? What was the best TV moment of 1991? Let us know in the comments below, and while you're at it, check out some of these other timeline videos.